So I have this deck at the moment, this Loki Lookout deck. This has been the flex plot, the Ouroboride, and I'm wondering if this takes the deck over the top a bit. So we're basically playing a tempo plan where we draw from Loki, because all our things are generally abilities on the opponent's items, or Scrabbling Claws also draws us cards. And then on top of that, they also trigger Freestrider Lookout, which then ramps us. So I'm also debating whether I could go up one Ouroboride and then remove maybe one Claws, or I could move one Mockingbird. Maybe one Mockingbird is good, because sometimes the Mockingbirds are a bit much, so maybe I'll go up to 3 Ouroborades. Yeah, and basically we're playing a tempo plan where we tap our opponents down, and then we ramping with the Freestrider Lookout, and then we've got a mana sink for the Lockmare, with the Lockmare, which is pretty good. It also can put stun counters on our opponent's creatures. At the same time, Sentinel also triggers Loki, the map tokens do, and then we can grow the whole board with Ouroboride. That's our plan. We'll see how it goes in this game. And then we've got some Entrances, which is what I had before in this Ouroboride slot, where they can basically, it triggers our Loki and Freestrider Lookout, but also can put stun counters on things. It's been pretty good. And then we've got Artifact Enchantment removal, or Flyer removal, and then a few counter spells and things like that for mono red, and Mystical Disputes and that kind of thing. We were on Ouroboride before in this slot, which was great, but I think I'm going to go back to trying this Dream Due Entrancer, which is some good interaction. It also triggers Loki and Lookout as well. So it can also, in some of the aggro matchups and things like that, it can tap down things and put stun counters on them. We can use it on our own things to draw cards, which is actually quite relevant, because we don't mind putting it on our own Loki, which generally isn't that aggressive a card anyway. Yeah, that's the idea of the deck, essentially. We've got Claws, we'll find some other bits in a bit. We've got the removal, Drowners, Lockmares. So it looks like we're playing against... Okay, we're playing less Lessons. Okay, we also got the Loki there, which is great. So I think this is so much value, though, so I think we could get the Claws down first, but I think I'm just going to Unable Screams Grand, because if they are the full one, they don't really play too many other creatures. Apart from them. Yeah, this deck has been one of the hardest decks to play against recently. Yeah, they're confused. They look at it. Why did that not trigger? No, that's not how it works. Right, so do we... I think we just get down this Claws. Pardon me. This can also... Oh, gosh, sorry. This can also eat into their lesson count. But I assume they're the Lessons control deck, which has also been one of the worst matchups to play with, because that deck is crazy good. I've really struggled against that and haven't been able to beat it with pretty much any of my brews lately. Yeah, Bloody Talents, bane of my life. But I think this game's an auto loss. I don't think we can win this matchup. I think this matchup's almost a loss for most decks at the moment. This is unbelievably strong. Yeah, I think this is definitely the good Lessons deck. But I think this might be the new Control Lessons deck, which is crazy strong. I guess we'll fight. Well, to be fair, they don't normally play Consider, so maybe this is just regular Lessons. This is more like the older Lessons deck. I think it might be the older Lessons deck, actually. Right, okay, there's a land at least. Yeah, I think this is just pure. Yeah, I think you're right, Misty Eyes. I think this is just pure Izzet. So we have the Drowner. The thing is, I'm sure they have 3 removal spells in hand for this Loki. I kind of want to use it, them to use it on the other things. So I might Drowner this turn. I'm going to Drowner this turn and Drowner on this, so we can get in and make them use some removal. Because they definitely are holding two. This deck has so much removal in it, so there's no chance that... yeah, it's just... Alright, we'll just make them do some of this now. Sorry, sneezing. I see some dust in the room or something, but I'm suddenly sneezing loads. Alright, what are they discarding as well? So yeah, they're getting rid of their removal spells, which is good for us. I kind of wanted them to use that before we got the Loki down. I think they're not really sure what we're playing, so yeah, we'll draw on this. Slows them down a bit. Right, another land would be lovely there, but we didn't get it. Do we get? Yeah, I think maybe we get the. I think it's time for the Loki down now. So first we'll draw off this. Hopefully draw land. Okay, well tap land is okay. So they have to get rid of some lessons. Obviously they don't want to do that because they have the... I think they have the other one and they're confused because the Grand, they don't get the discount off the Grand at the moment either. So we could... Oh, Mockingbird, we could make one of them. I don't think any of that is good, so we'll just swing for 2. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, we'll just pass and... Obviously, yeah, they might be getting the 3rd lesson in soon as well. Ral is very good card. What are they going to do with this though? That's the thing. They're just going to make an otter? Okay, just making an otter isn't too bad. So they probably have another removal spell. This clause. Right. Do we wasp this? I think we do. We're 1 short from getting rid of this Ral, which is kind of annoying. I think... Yeah, I think we still do this. Yeah, 1 more power would be lovely to be able to take this out. Unfortunately, we did not draw it. So we could maybe save the Mockingbird for next turn to re-tap one of these down. We could also get the Lockmere down now. Yeah, I think we'll get this Lockmere down. Draw 1 card in their turn. They do get both of these otters now. Yeah, not getting rid of the Ral 1-off is a problem. I think it just must be so dusty in here or something, but... They haven't got quite enough lessons in there at the moment. Alright, what are they... Well, we'll make them do this anyway. So they're going to bring... Yeah, they'll probably bring back the firebending lesson then. Maybe we should have held up the other one. Yeah, they're going to get rid of this Loki. I'm sure. At the moment we can get rid of the Ral though with the Wasp, so maybe they want to get rid of the Wasp. Is another thing. If they're worried about that. Yeah, they're going to get rid of the Wasp after all, because yeah, they don't want the Ral to die. So they're probably just going to hold these up then. So we can tap down 2 things. Gosh. So it's got 3 power. So we can tap. We could tap down the Grandma. We can tap down one of these. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah, ends on 3 anyway. You're right. This is a frustrating game. This Ral is just really getting out of hand, and just they're creating these every single turn, and us having the 1 toughness is a big problem. I think we'll just let's draw a card. Loki here. Land is not helpful. Oh, they also I forgot about that weird synergy. That's quite funny. This is also now online. This is awful. We could unable to scream it. Yeah, we need to force this. They're just going to block with one of these, but I don't think there's anything we can do about that. I'm gonna use a Drowner as well. I'll trade off a Drowner. And then we could Mockingbird another Lockmare. I don't mind that too much. And then we got another flyer now as well. And then we could unable to. I am worried about this discount. But at the moment they only have one card, so the discount doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, I guess we'll just leave it there. And we also have the claws if they want to bring other stuff back. Alright, I'm going to use this claws now because I want to take them off the lessons. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I should have done the upkeep, but I was going to do it in response to whatever spell they were casting anyway. But yeah, I should have done it in case they got another lesson off the top. But yeah, you are correct. And if they want to upgrade this Storm Chasers, we can Besage it. Okay, they have another.
I have a plan.
So they have the removal for the Lockmare. Nothing we can do about that. So at least they can only make 2 blockers now, and we can tap down one of them. So, but it's on 6 loyalty. It's just so annoying. This is crazy. Rather just soloing us, which is very annoying. Right. We could start getting this stuff down. So we could tap down 1. I think we need to. Yeah, let's just the Enchanter. Yeah, the static text on Ral makes him so good when because he's just making so many blockers where you can't even get through to him, which is what's crazy here. Okay, I think I am going to use an Unable to Scream on the Grand because that's going to be too much value. I think we also then Mockingbird 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they'll be able to do this. Okay, so at least they can't get that online. Let's get. Maybe I should have saved it for the Enchanter next turn, but let's get this Mockingbird ready for next turn at least. Force them to chump a bit, unless they don't want to. They might just take the 3. Somehow we're battling them still, but they just need to find some more. Oh, should have done that in up. Well, they don't have that on, to be fair, right now. Okay, another Otter. Yeah, they're just going to upgrade this. Cool. So we can Besage this. I'm going to do this now. Yeah, if they find the Ancestral Recall, then we're pretty buggered. We have the Besage for this. It depends if they... So I'm gonna Besage this now because I want them to I want to know what they have in their hand. We'll also get a Loki trigger. So many lands. Okay, so they don't have their last card is maybe just another land or something like that. Or maybe it is the Ancestral Recall, but they need 2 mana. It's probably that, isn't it? So we could. Can we remove this? We're close to getting rid of this Ral actually now, so we can tap down. So we could tap down one of these. We could also tap down with the Drowner this one. Are we in anyway? So at the moment the Ral is dying anyway. Do we save this in that case? I think we do, and then we'll hold up the extra activations if we need. Let's just get rid of this Ral now. It's had its time. Ral is dead now. You are correct. Finally, after all that, Ral is dead. Right, I think we might just hold up more this card draw here. And the Scrabbling Claws as well. Let's upkeep this, as you were saying. Another claw isn't too bad, but yeah, they cool. Yeah, so we've got some. Yeah, the red boss is dead. Well, I did swing in everything with him, so now hopefully we can start swinging with all this goodness. The raid boss is dead, and now well, now just Storm Chasers is doing it, but at least we can. They're probably going to try and target something with the talent. At least now we can clause the target. Yeah, cool. What are you targeting? Cool, and we'll get rid of that. You are not getting a free spell from us. We have another clause now anyway. And the PS as well, which is great. Well, they have so many lands now anyway, it probably doesn't make much difference, but. So maybe we end of turn now Drowner actually and get rid of one of these blockers, and we can get in for a lot of damage now. I think that's the play. So get rid of this. Let's. We could even actually. Oh no, we don't have enough to tap down another thing. Let's just get the claws down. Yeah, they obviously they do have a removal spell or something like that, I reckon. Let's just attack him with everything then. To maximum damage. And we can still draw 2 more cards of these as well. This is why Lockmare's in the deck, because in the grinding games, because we ramp a lot with the Lookout as well. Often it's a great mana sink. Right, we will take off more counters. Take off more counters. 8, 11, 13. That's lethal. Whew. Somehow we beat the raid boss and managed to beat Izzet Lessons. Somehow we got there. That was only game 1, which is crazy. Game 1. Wow. So at least we could probably bring in even the annuls will be good as well now against all these talents. Mystical Dispute's good. Yeah, onboard combat trick. The change equation can get rid of some 2 mana spells. Maybe I'll bring in 1. I don't want to do too much. So what was quite bad here? The Drowners were a bit disappointing because they only got 1 toughness. Isn't too bad. The Mockingbird wasn't too bad. I'm going to get rid of Unable to Scream. We had too many of them at the end. The Entrancers may be a bit too big and slow. I'm going to also take out 1 land, I think. Though, obviously, we're going to get punished now for that. What else is a good thing to remove? I'm not sure. The claws were good because they could deal with the graveyard stuff. Maybe just another Drowner. Hopefully we still have enough threats because we just took out a couple of threats. Somehow managed to outvalue them. But they also didn't draw Ancestral Recall, but we did manage to keep them off Ancestral Recall, which was like dealing with the Gran quite early was quite important. Okay, we have the turn 1 Spell Pierce. Obviously they're probably just going to play Talent turn 1. Obviously. Yeah, of course. So yeah, there you go. That's probably GG, you know. They got the turn 1 Talent. That's game over. I'm just going to pass and see what they do. Yeah, so them getting this down on turn 1 is probably the best thing they can do. Yeah, I don't want to counter that. We have the double Loki, but they just have a handful of removal, don't they? But yeah, I'm not feeling so good about this. Just the turn 1 and they also have the Gran as well. Right. So maybe it's a Drowner turn. I think it's a Drowner turn. An upkeep Drowner turn. Although maybe we should hold it for a Spell Pierce on something here. Oh, this is going to draw them a card as well, I realise, because it taps it. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, at least I want them to use the removal in this rather than Loki's. Yeah, we're getting this online, which is a problem. Maybe we do need to bring in the 0-2 removals. Because they can deal with the Grans at least, like they stop the effect from happening. Yeah, we kind of wanted the Spell Pierce there as well. Our hand's not too great for this situation. Yeah, so they just have another removal spell. I think it is now time for Loki. We have a second one, and we can spell piss the inevitable removal spell. Divide by 0. Yeah, we are going to spell piss that for sure. That's way too much value. Take 2. We are down to 11, which is a problem. Okay, we have a Drowner as well. The problem is this Drowner. Or maybe this is the shout. We'll wasp the Gran. Oh, our opponent concedes. I think they just saw they only got 3 cards. Wow, we beat Izzet Lessons. There you go. We'll take that. That's crazy. We did have a lot of. We were going to get a lot of card draw there after we countered that. That's amazing. Yeah, sorry, we're only in platinum at the moment because it was. Cool. So we have removal. We have the Loki and Drowner. Yeah, I think we'll keep this hand because the Scrabbling Cause. We get this down turn 1 and then we can draw on turn 2. The Thoughtseize does muck us up a lot. Yeah, that's going to slow us down a lot. That's not what we needed. But it's what happens. The unable to screams will slow down anything our opponents throw at us for a bit. They're just looking at hand very confused. What are we playing here? But yeah, they probably need to get rid of the Loki because that's the value card of this hand and this deck. But I think my opponent's just a bit confused. I assume they'll take the Loki, yeah, unfortunately. Okay, well, we'll get down this Scrabbling Claws anyway. Eventually we'll hopefully find another one, or we'll find the Lookout as well, which is also a great value piece. Hopefully we can slow them down a bit with the Drowner as well. So they maybe just have more Thoughtseizers. No, Badger Mole, okay. So we can actually... I found it quite effective, rather on the Badger Mole, using this Unable to Scream on the land, and then the land stops being able to tap for mana, which can slow them down a lot. So we're just going to do that, actually. We could also Drowner on it, but I think... But yeah, it does, unfortunately, because it has a counter, it can still hit us for 1. Question is, we could Unable to Scream the Badger Mole as well, but we don't know. I think we want to save that for a future turn. So for now, we'll just play this Breeding Pool. We're going to take 3, which is the same, but they do only have these 2 mana at least, which will slow them with the Annex a lot. But yeah, ideally we really need to try and find some more gas. Lookout is a great hit. We like that. Yeah, I think we'll just get that down, and then at least the claws can ramp us a bit more. They might have removal for it, but they might have had an Abrupt Decay or something like that, so they might be a bit stuck for the mana to get rid of this. Hopefully. We'll see. Okay, they're attacking in. Yeah, so they're attacking in because they obviously want this to come back, so I'm just going to take the 1. I don't need to worry about that. They really need that 3rd land, obviously. Yeah, they want to turn on push, which is probably also what they want to do. But I don't think we're in a hurry here. We can take 1. We've also got the Drowner now as well. We've got a few things to trigger. We can start ramping here. So I think we're going to use this first. Ramp another one with the Lookout. We've got the Drowner. Yeah, we'll just get the Sentinel down. Question is, do we just Drowner on their turn? Maybe we just Drowner. Yeah, I think they want to turn on a push. You can tell, I think. But would they block with the double block with the... I think we'll just pass for now. We're ramping quite hard now, so we don't mind the... So this is what the power Lookout, which used to be great before, but now you get to do Loki and Lookout, and that's kind of the idea of the deck. And these kind of grindy matchups are kind of the best part of it. Soulstone, interesting. Do we want to drown or anything? That's the question. We could, because they obviously want this to die. I'm thinking, I'm actually, just to cycle, I'm going to drown this Takanuma. Just to draw a card, and then we can also now get a bit more aggressive. we can start attacking him with these. Obviously that turns on push. Okay, Field of Ruin, we like that as well. I think we'll do that now. No, because then that will activate push. I shouldn't do that. Let's do this. I could even like shuffle away this Takenuma, which isn't a terrible idea. Yeah, that's okay. We can ping them as well. Do we put a counter on this Drowner? They might trade with a Cub. I think I'm going to put it on this Drowner. I think they have a push. Oh, Beseiju. That's interesting. Do we... I think we'll just attack in. Obviously, yeah, I think they maybe will get a Stride. But the Strider's got so much value now. It's like, it's done its bit. Yeah, I think... Okay, they're going to trade with this. Do we shuffle away this Takenuma, and that way they don't get to push? Or they will get to push, because it's... Wait, because push is any permanent anyway, yeah, so that's going to trigger anyway. Yeah, I think we'll take that. I think they'll definitely have a push for this Lookout or the Sentinel. We'll go for onto the Sentinel here. Loki's good. We like that. Thing is, we wanted to Field of Ruin on their turn, which is the only problem. We could also, though, Beseiju the Mutavault on their turn. Maybe that's the better shout. Yeah, we've really messed up with their mana here. They might even be close to conceding at this point. We're so ahead on ramp. We even haven't found the Ouroboros and things like that. Not too bad so far. His opponent just crying into their pillow, maybe. Yeah, what are they doing here? So I don't want to shuffle the Loki away. No, oh yeah, so I think I'm just going to wait actually, and I want to get this Loki on board, so... Oh, we've got an update here. So I'll get the Loki down first. I think we're just going to go to combat first. So that's, yeah, down to 7. I feel like they must have some kind of removal. Yeah. Oh, yeah, so they did have an Abrupt Decay. I had a feeling that's maybe what they had. That's okay. We'll let that go. I think I'm going to use this now on this Mutavault. Get 2 triggers, so I'm going to draw a card and ramp, which is nuts. They might have a push for afterwards, but... So we'll ramp, draw a card. Another Lookout is great. Let's get an island. Play another Lookout. The value. I think I'm going to just get a counter on here. I think this does untap next turn. Yeah, we'll leave that there. We'll pass the turn. We're going to ramp anyway, so it actually doesn't matter there. But we've got the counter on this now. And now we will ramp twice and draw. Although we're probably running out of lands in our deck now. So, which doesn't mean hopefully we'll draw less lands. Okay, they're just passing. Cool. Right, well, let's get the value here. So 3 triggers. See if we hit any more lands in our deck. We must be getting pretty low though. Yeah, they have a removal for something. Probably the Loki. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, we don't mind that too much. Like, we probably won't find many more lands now anyway. Oh, we still got some. Okay, let's ping them a bit. Yeah, we got the Lush Oasis because they trigger both the Lookout and the Loki, because it's also a permanent doing an ability, which has been pretty good. So we're basically out of lands now. As another clause. In that case, I'm going to cycle this. So first we'll do this, use up this ability, see what other lands we even have left. We still have Ouroboros and things in there. We're still finding lands somehow. That's crazy. Like, we now have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14 lands. I'm going to cycle this. We get 1 land. There can't be many lands in this deck, but we've somehow still managed to find it. Play out this other clause. We could... I think we still got to combat. We can Besage you the Mutavault if we need to. If they do want to activate it and make some trades. The Takanuma is going to come back now. So maybe that's not good, but they're only on 1. They're only going to go to 1. Which is kind of crazy. Like, that can't be... Cool. Yeah, they can't. They must be so low now. If we have any more Lush Oases, that's also lethal. Yeah, to be fair, I wish we had some big... Maybe we need some more big fatties to play in later in the game, or a Nature's Rhythm or something. Okay, let's just see if we hit another Oasis in any of these 2, then we'll win the game here. Yep, there it is. Cool, good game. Well, that went pretty well. We had a pretty cool controlling game there. I don't think our opponent was expecting that. So what could we bring in? The Spell Piercers can be good. We need something for the annexes. So I think the Paw Patch formations have felt pretty good. This the Heritage Reclamation cycle as well. The Entrance is quite a good mid-range card. What can that get rid of? We're not too worried about a lot of the 2-mana plays. Spell Pierce could be good. Or Disdain. Maybe Spell Pierce. Maybe the Reclamations. We need those more. Most of this is not too bad. What else? Maybe we'll get rid of 1 clause. Maybe 1 Ouroboros, because they have a lot of good removal for that kind of thing. The Drown is pretty good as well. A lot of this isn't too bad in this matchup. Maybe we'll just get rid of 1 of these. Well, let's just go for this. As long as we got off going, then the lands wasn't ever a problem. We didn't get to play the Ouroboros, yeah? That would have been nice to top off the curve. But yeah, that was a pretty dominant game, to be honest, against Golgari Midrange. The Ouroboros don't trigger our things, but I just was trying to think of, we need something like to ramp into to go over the top, and I felt like Ouroboros was maybe one of the best things you could do that with. There's probably some other things, so if anyone has any recommendations, I'm still looking up for that, like what's the top of the curve kind of thing. Okay, we like the Loki there. We don't have ways to trigger it yet, so I don't know whether it's worth playing the Lockmare or Loki. Maybe it's the Lockmare, because it kind of forces the removal. I'm sure they will remove it. Yeah, I think we're just going to Lockmare. The Loki is like too important, too much card draw. Lockmare is also card draw, but this is more a great late game thing, because once we basically ramped up, like you saw last game when we had 12 lands on the field, if we'd got a Lockmare there, unfortunately we didn't draw it, we would have drawn like 3 cards per Lockmare. So unfortunately, yeah, so I think we're just going to do this. We're going to get the Centaurs out. I'm sure they have more removal for it. Yeah, they're just playing a removal game for now. Let's just... Yeah, I'm just going to get out all these things. Ideally, yeah, the Scrabbling Claws would be nice. Maybe it's worth keeping 4 just because it really makes... It means you don't mind the Loki dying as much because you'll get your 2 for 1 out of it anyway. The map tokens are good, so it means next time we could play the Loki and then we can map straight onto it, and that will automatically trigger Loki as well. So yeah, we're just seeing all their removal. Just in Simic, the removal is the hardest thing. The hardest matches I've found have been like mono red because we just don't have great ways to deal with them. Cool, yeah, they're just holding up loads of removal. So the question is, do we low-key and draw a card, or do we play another Sentinel? I think we low-key and draw a card. Because if we take this out and they remove it and they just play some big things, then yeah, we'll get the 2 for 1 here. So they can remove it, but we've already drawn a card off it. Cool, they're just having more pushes. Cool, let's draw. Let's see what else we get. Drowner. Yeah, I think the opponent just brought in every removal they can. Obviously, they could have like Shieldred and things like that, but we have good answers for Shieldred with Unable to Screams. So yeah, strange match. Hopefully our opponent can speed up a little. I've got to head off in 10-15 minutes or so I'm playing out this match and then I'm going to head back home. Cool, his opponent's flooding. Is he just maybe just holding 3 more Abrupt Decays? I have a feeling maybe he is. Or they are. Yeah, we'll just get out another Sentinel. I don't think we're going to use map yet. We'll hold up the Drowner. I'm sure they just have more decays. Yeah, we're just going to pass over. Yeah, they just have more removal. Another decay. One bad thing first, if they got an Annex here, that would be bad because we need the removal for the Annex. Badgermole, okay. What are they going to use it on? The Mutavault, I guess? Yeah, so at least here we could drown the Mutavault. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, Adelium Fell is very good against us. We don't have great answers with Adelium Fell. We are flooding like crazy right now, which is really problematic. What else could we... The Adelium Fell might just... I don't really like this Wanderer Shot. We need to find some, like, pieces that actually do some work. The question is, do we attack him for 3? I think we'll use one of these Unable Screams and we can attack him for 3 now. But the Adelium Fell probably will just remove the Drowner. Okay, we'll take that loss. Do we shuffle this away? So it's got 1 stun counter, so it's still going to be tapped. I think we're just going to leave it. They have the Adelium Fell, but we've flooded out really hard here at the moment, which has been quite annoying. We've drawn more lands and spells. So this Adelium Fell might take over unless we find... Fortunately, there aren't many great answers. Okay, they decided to draw. That's interesting. Okay, Lookout is interesting as well. So it means we can attack down this Delian Fel. We don't want to use... Well, we could use this Unable to Scream on the Mutavault. We could also save it for the next turn, and then that might surprise them a bit. Yeah, let's just save that.
Never take growth.
Right, we need to stop flooding out. Ah, they got a piece. They got Thoughtseize for that. But yeah, we really need to stop flooding. Like a Lockmare would be great now, because that would be a draw 2 or 3. But we haven't seen one at all in this match yet, which isn't ideal. Withering Curse. Okay, so they're just going to wipe the board. But yeah, just a Lockmare or something that has value. Just yeah, the flood has been real. Otawara is not what we needed. Do we Otawara this now? They're just going to draw a card. Let's just Otawara this now. Force them to play it again. Could have maybe done it on end of turn, but we've flooded out really hard.
Follow my instructions, and you might.
They were playing lots of removal, and then we've flooded. So maybe we'll concede soon because we're just not finding anything. A Lockmare would be incredible. No, it's land. I'm just going to concede here because that is so many lands that we've seen and not seen a non-land for a long time, which is very annoying. Okay. To be fair, there's nothing. We didn't really do anything wrong with the deck. We just didn't find anything too useful. Opponent just had lots of removal. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 16, 23. We've got 24 lands, which seems reasonable when we ramp so hard. But yeah, we just didn't find the things. Maybe the Disdainful Stroke. Maybe I should be bringing that in. But yeah, we just flooded. And we shouldn't, because we ramped quite a lot. We shouldn't be flooding that much either. That we got the claws. Now we've got the opposite problem. We're only getting 1 land, which is perfect. Okay, we can set up for future turns. Let's leave this behind. Let's go for this claws. Alright, so we need to find one of our special pieces now. Let's get the value. I'm sure they got Thoughtseize, yeah. But yeah, we just need to hit something useful and not flood. Like, they've already got so many more cards than us because we've already mulled, even though... Right, if they have another Thoughtseize, then things are bad. They probably do. Yeah, deck's felt pretty good. Just last game was pretty unlucky. Yeah, so they're holding up the Abrupt Decay. Do we... I think we still get their Lookout because we'll ramp at least. And yeah, obviously they have the Abrupt Decay in hand. It's very obvious. Because they often play 4 now in the main, which is crazy. Like, maybe we play the Sentinel first, but... Yeah, there's the Abrupt Decay. Let's ramp a bit. Let's just ping them once. So at least we're kind of up a card there. But we still need to find Annex. Yeah, so we have the 4 pieces to get rid of this, but we need to find it. And we are not finding it. So yeah, it just, I don't know, just the luck is not on our side. Okay, that will deal with the annex, so we'll keep that there. They will still get 2 cards before we do this, but, and I'm sure they just have removal for the Sentinel. They just have so many more cards. Just mulling is on the play is just against Golgari Midrange is just so horrible. And they have the Mutavault for this annex as well. Maybe they just have Shielders in hands, but I'm feeling, oh, they have 2 annexes just to rub it in. Right, okay, cool. Just to rub it in. That's just so gross. That's so gross. Gosh, come on, deck. Like, we absolutely dominated in game 1. Right, I think we need to cycle this. Yeah, I'm gonna cycle this first. I wanna find something useful. Drowner is not so useful. We need to get rid of one of these. Unfortunately, they're going to get a big thing on next time. We have removal for it, at least. Hopefully this can get a land, because... So we can... Okay, there's the land. Yeah, if they just play the 5/5, then that's okay. We can still attack him. We're still tempoing them, but yeah, they do have just... Okay, they're not doing that. Maybe they're just holding more removal. Shieldred? Yeah, we have the answer for that. That's... which maybe makes you think they have a second one, or they're just... No, yeah, we don't want to use that yet. Okay. Loki is good. It doesn't actually trigger off the unable to scream, which is annoying. But we can... We'll play this anyway. Unable to scream this. Attack in for this. We can now hold the Drowner, because they'll probably make the 6/6, I reckon. And then that can trigger the Loki. Cunning Ritual. So it also gets rid of the unable to scream. So the question is, do we Drowner to draw a card? I don't think so. Culling Ritual, I forgot, it's not too bad. We have 3 drops, so it's not too bad, but the question is, what do they have with all this mana? If they just have Thoughtseize, then pretty bad. Yeah, they have another Thoughtseize. Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, thing is, they will play out. I think we're going to go for this. So they have another removal for that. Yeah, it's not gone. The Cunning Ritual was actually very good right in that exact moment. They're only on 7, but depends on what we can find here. They're going to still gain life though, because stopping them from gaining life was quite important there. Okay, they forgot to activate Mutavault. Land is not what we need. Oh, jeez. Okay, I think this game is... Just got unlucky, I think. The Cunning Rituals was very effective against us. It's been a very close game. But yeah, we've also been flooding again. And the Thoughtseize. Orobroid, does that do anything for us? I'm not sure it does, but we'll keep it anyway. But I don't think it gets us there. because I'm sure they just have removals galore. Yeah. I'm just going to concede at this point. Yeah, that was brutal. Well, we mulled to like 6 or 5, and then they had like Thoughtseize, and then we just couldn't get the plan off the game at all. Just unlucky. This hand is, at least we can interact a little bit here. So I won't find the key things, but we'll keep this. We're getting punished for our mulliganing. Okay, it looks like it's just Phoenix. Let's get down this island then and just hold up this spell piss. Yep, you can do that. Artist talent, maybe? No, they're holding up something. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna play this. We're just gonna pass. I think we're playing a controlling game here. We'll spell piss that. Yeah, there's the talent. So they did have it anyway. I had a feeling they did. Okay, Claws is quite a good shot. I think we'll save this lookout for next turn then. We can get the Lockmare down. Is that even worth it, or do we just wait a little bit? Let's get rid of this one of these now. I think we don't, because we kind of want to... If they... Well, I guess they're not going to... Yeah, I think we want to hold this up for Phoenixes. And next time we can just look out. We've just got to play a bit of a controlling game, I think, here. Yeah, there's a Phoenix. So yeah, there's definitely something to get rid of with Claws. Shame that we can't get it with the Lookout now, though. But depends how many Phoenixes they have. We could also just unable to scream the Phoenix, which isn't a bad shout as well. It depends if they have multiple. We could just take the one Phoenix hit and then keep holding up the Claws. I don't mind that plan as well, because we have one answer here and we haven't really got anything else to use it on. Yeah, unless they got some removal for this Claws. Yeah, I think they're just reading it now. Yeah, we'll just keep that going then. Right, that means we can... I think we just get this Lookout going then. They'll probably have some removal for this, but we're going to start ramping a bit. We'll do this now. Put a layer down. Get some value from that. Cool. Yeah, we'll pass. Maybe they just have removal to get the third spells with Lookout, so... No, okay, so at least we will probably get another trigger with Lookout here. We could just maybe use the Claws. If they're removing the Lookout, we'll probably just use up the Claws to get rid of this Phoenix. And then we can draw out of things, hopefully next turn with these Lockmares and stuff. The Drown is also pretty good against the Phoenixes. But yeah, it depends what else the opponent has in their hand. Yeah, so they're Flood Mooring that. Well, let's see. Check what they're discarding first. I assume they maybe have more Phoenixes. No. Okay, I think we just get rid of this Phoenix now then, and let's get a card out. Get a card out of it. We also get a lookout trigger. Yeah, let's just get these Deathlands. So I assume maybe they just have another Phoenix in hand. But we have some answers for Phoenix now as well, so it's not a bad hand against Phoenix. And maybe we'll just next time we'll just draw a bunch of cards with the Lockmare. Seems pretty good to me as well. They might just want to remove this Lookout now. Yeah, I think they do. They've seen that it's already got a lot of value. So yeah, there's okay. Oh, they're playing Demolish. Okay, they're playing the new list. This list top to challenge I've literally just built it actually for F&M tonight that I'm going to. So, okay, so they got... There's one Demi-Lich. Okay, so I think we unable to scream this then. Oh, yeah, unable to scream, and then how much Lockmare? Oh, and then we've also got... We can also draw a few times with Lockmares. Yeah, that seems pretty good to me. So let's... Unable to scream this. And then let's just draw 2 cards with Lockmare. We'll get 1 for now. Maybe we'll just get all 3, because unless they have a... maybe we'll hold up the Drowner. Yeah, we're drawing a few cards now as well, which is nice. See what opponent has. The talent's obviously still a pain. But yeah, like shutting off these Demi-Liches is pretty good. See what opponent's got in hand. Okay, oh, so they're just going to they're going to impulse their own Demi-Lich. So they're just going to try and get 2 Demi-Liches on the board. Okay. I can see that. So, but have they got more instant sorceries, or are they just going to play another one of these? Okay, they've got a... Oh no, they're just playing Demi-Lich from the grave. Oh yeah, I forgot they've got to do that as well. So they get that out. Do we Drowner this, or do we Lockmare? Because we could also just play the Entrancer on our turn, which is also pretty good. Maybe the Drowner's better though. I think we'll Drowner. And we can shuffle this away. Let's draw 1 more card before we do that. Let's tap this for green. Okay, unable to scream is also good as well. Do we shuffle this away? So we could shuffle and play another threat. Oh no, we don't want to do that now. Okay, so let's attack him for 5 first. Let's shuffle this away. And let's play a Sentinel. So opponent's running a little bit out of stuff. They can obviously get another Demi-Lich out, but we've got another unable to scream. Cool, let's see what they find. Still need to find more Phoenixes as well. The spell pit, holding the spell pits would be nice, but I think I do want to get this I want to get a bit more pressure now, because we're getting to the point where we've almost got them, and they obviously just want to get this Demi-Lich out, but we've got another answer for that with the unable to scream. So yeah, obviously just trying to find more things. Okay, a Demi-Lich for 2. Okay, oh, and another unable to scream is great as well. Okay, so, but maybe we want to utilize our mana more this turn. So I think I'm going to Dream Dew this one. Draw a card. And swing for 7. And I'm going to hold up this Spell Piss just in case. Because, like, there's a few things if they're for like a Treasure Cruise or something like that. Unless they do it at the start of the turn, which isn't great, but I think it's worth holding up the Spell Piss for something. Yeah, looks like they've got some other removal. Floodmore? Yeah, I think we'll let that go. They're just going to do another Demi-Lich. This Spell Piss... Okay, is it a Treasure Cruise? So if it's a Treasure Cruise, maybe we pierce it anyway, and that way they can't play this other Demi-Lich. I think it must be a Treasure Cruise, right? Do we pierce this? I think we do. So they obviously can draw another land and then do 1 more spell, but they can't. They don't have enough to play this Demi-Lich now. Yeah, they realise that. Cool, that was great. We did very well, very controlling there. I think we want these Heritage Reclamations. Mystical Dispute seems good as well. There's quite a few. Maybe a Null's also good. but it's only really good for the artist talent. Poor Patches can also get rid of the talents. Yeah, maybe it's worth just having these things. Unable Screams actually performed really well there. What don't we want, I guess? The Wasps don't seem as helpful here, because they have so much removal for that. So it's not, at least the Drowner we can like shuffle things away. We'll get rid of one Entrancer. Do we need as many Unable to Screams? Maybe the Mockingbirds aren't as helpful. And then I might just try and squeeze one more card out of this deck. Maybe one Lockmare. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that went great. So hopefully we can continue that. We just need to be careful what we have in our opening hand, because we need the ways to deal with the graveyard. Cool. Yeah, we like this hand. Seems a lot better. Claws with Loki and a Poor Patch formation is pretty good. So hopefully opponent just plays on. And if they want to pierce the Scrabbling Claws, they can do that. I don't think they will though. No, they don't. Because this still, even though it gets 1 turn, it still eats away at their graveyard, which is pretty handy. They might even like use a removal on this. Okay, there's the talent. So we'd love another land so we can actually get rid of this now. Dispute is not so helpful. So do we... We have 2 Lokis, so I think we're just going to get the value out of this now. Yeah, we're not being able to... We need another land so we can get this formation going on this talent, because this is a problem actually. Sleight of hand. See what they get rid of. Okay. Yeah, we need another something to get this on. We could have maybe done the Oasis and held up the mystical dispute. Maybe that was better. Okay, at least they don't have that on, so we'll just draw a card and make them get rid of one more thing. More Lokis though isn't what we need, but I assume they must have a lot of removal to get rid of these ones, which I'm surprised they haven't already. Okay, so now we have Pierce. Okay, so we'll draw a card off here, and then we've got Pierce and Mystical Dispute up. And now, okay, at least we can do formation next turn, which isn't a bad shout. Yeah, I think we'll swing for 2 then. Do a bit of damage. And yeah, we'll see what they... If they're just doing okay, they didn't do anything there. Okay, so maybe they're just... They're looking at this clause and they know they've got to deal with this. So they're braiding this. We'll see what they discard first. So we could pierce this. Do we pierce this? That's the question. Seems okay. Like, seems an okay thing to pierce. So first, let's draw a card. They really don't like this, so I think I'll pierce this. Like, this is so much card draw in this deck, so let's pierce this. And now, yeah, they cause them a dilemma. Cool. Now we can also get rid of the talent. So I guess we draw... Let's draw a card of this first. Although maybe we shouldn't, if we do undo this anyway. Okay, it doesn't matter, it was tapped anyway. Let's attack for 2. We could put formation now, or we do it on their turn. I think we... Let's get rid of this now, I think. Cool. So we still got this dispute up. We've got 2 disputes up. Yeah, this strategy with the counterspell has been really good. I'm thinking of maybe whether I need to like do a version of this where I go lean in way more on the counterspells in the main deck as well, but it's a tricky one though, because you also want the Alright, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of one of those things. Let's draw a card. Thing is, are they going to be able to cast this Demolish this turn? So they do need... I think we'll just maybe let them use the whole library up and then... Sorry, because I don't think they have enough to do this. They have to do a few things, right? Okay, so do we dispute this? I think... Or we could Dream Dew and Chancer it and save the disputes for another time. I think I kind of like that plan, actually. Obviously, we could get more Lokis up, but I think we want to... do we need more blue or green? Doesn't really matter. So I think we're going to do this first on this Demi-Lich. So at least it's all been a bit of a waste for them, and now we can... let's do this one more time, and now we can hold up a dispute again. They don't have a graveyard currently, so that's pretty good. And they don't have a talent to fill it up either. Let's dispute that. That fills their yard up. That feels like a really good hit. Yeah, that's really put them in a bind now. Okay, so now we can... I guess we... Transfer first. Let's get down this Loki. We'll exile another card. Okay, untapped land is great because now we can play a Sentinel while holding up another mystical dispute, and now we've got the pressure on them. This is great. Yes, game's going very well, and we've still got the claws up as well. If they try and discard, yeah, we've completely controlled them out of this game. That was literally how to play this deck. There you go, against Phoenix. Wow, nice. I love that. That was great. This, unfortunately, this one is not. This is pretty good. We've got the claws and a Loki. Question is, do we get rid of a land or lock them out? I think we get rid of a land. I think we'll get rid of land because hopefully we can draw more with this Loki anyway. We'll see what our opponent's doing there, obviously. Okay, they're like a mono red aggro deck. That's not so good. Okay, so this could be more of an issue. So we'll get the Loki out anyway. At least we'll draw one. They might even sack this to kind of deal with the Loki this turn. But if that's the case, at least they slow down a bit. Cool. Yeah, we'll take the 2 from this. They might even sack it now. No, okay. Okay, Scamp's good. Okay, so they're on this kind of plan. So we really need another land would be great, because then the lookout... Yeah, okay, another land is great there. Ooh, do we... We have the Unable to Scream. Do we... Unable to Scream... The Scamp is really good against us. I think we still want the ramp though, so I think we'll still play this. Maybe that's risky, but yeah, we'll see, I guess. Question is, do we... So obviously they're going to have things that brings things back. They might sack this headliner now. Yeah, they are doing one now. Probably get... Okay, they're going to try and get rid of everything. Okay, sure. So let's... do some triggers. It's another land. Draw another lookout is great as well. Yeah, I think we have to take this damage, unfortunately. They might kill the Loki now with this. Yeah, they're gonna. Okay, so it's not the end of the world though, because after we have this the Unable to Scream and our lookout, they'll be back to no board. Yeah, so I think we do lookout. I think we're just going to turn this into a 0-2, get some more triggers. Land there is helpful, and we'll pass, and then hopefully ramp again on our turn. And then the Lockmares can start coming into being. So question is, what else is their deck doing? Okay. Oh, they're straight up goblins. I see. Okay. Goblins is that's pretty good as well. If they attack in, then obviously they must have something. Okay, they don't. So they're pretty screwed with at the moment. Ideally, we'd love to have something else that can deal with this war chief. The Drowner can deal with it. Maybe do that on their turn though. So I think let's draw first. Do we attack? I think I'm going to attack in. Call me crazy. So we can then Drowner on their turn, and we can still draw with this as well. So I guess we'll wait to see what they draw off this first. That's a very good card. Okay. Question is, what other ones? They have 2. Okay, so what do we want to shuffle away? That's the question. So either okay, so we're gonna make some 1/1s. They can't attack in with this war chief very easily. Okay, what do we want to get rid of? These heavies are just so good though. I think we have to get rid of one of these. Hopefully they attack in with this war chief as well and they don't realise. They are just attacking him with everything. Okay. Do we want to... yeah, so... or we could also trade with this war chief, but I think we want to just take this and then we might be able to get rid of 2 things here. So we'll remove that. Go down to 10, which is a slight issue. Okay, the spell pierce. So now we could Mockingbird this one. Shuffle this one away. If only this had flash as well. That would be great. We don't have that, unfortunately, so maybe we just have to shuffle this away. I guess we'll attack in first. Do we have to hold things back? I'm not sure. We're kind of racing them almost. We could also put stun counters on these as well, actually. That's also not a bad shout. Maybe we do that, yeah. So I think we'll attack in first. Maybe putting the stun counters in is a great idea. Yeah. Because I think we are kind of racing now. So we could Mockingbird the Drowner, tap down that heavy. I think we do... so we'll tap this one down, get a trigger. Let's shuffle away one of these. Then we could, yeah. Then maybe we just then hold down the tap with the Lockmare. That sounds pretty good for me because this is, yeah, remove 2 counters. Yeah, that seems pretty good. So hopefully we can control it from here. Yeah, whatever. So whatever goblin they bring in, we can. Yeah, okay, they give up. Whew. Wow, that's crazy. That was quite a stressful one. What do we don't have loads of great things in this matchup. That's the only downside. Like, I guess we just bring in more. Oh yeah, Ether Gusts are good. That's. Oh yeah, no, we do change the equation, and Ether Gust seems pretty good actually. Those will be great things for this matchup. The Spell Pierce is probably very useless, I assume. So we'll get rid of that. The Mockingbird's maybe a bit slow. Maybe 1 Claws also, because I think we just need to get onto the board. And then maybe 1 Entrancer. The Wondrous Wasp, getting rid of one of their haste enablers and stuff like that could be pretty good. Let's go with this. See. Okay, no, opponent's still here, I think. Right, opponent has left the game, unfortunately. We will take the victory. They couldn't deal with the power of the deck. Good game. On to next ones. Right, okay, so this hand, we've got the Loki, we've got the Strider, we've got Unable to Scream, we've got some removal, so yeah, ideally we would like the 1-drop artifact to trigger. Alright, let's just switch, oh god. Just trying to get the stream up on my side here. Cool, Thoughtseize, okay. Well, I assume they might take the Loki or the removal. Hopefully we're going to hit the Scrabbling Claws. Right, opponent can't make up their mind. They're deciding what's the... So yeah, this deck, if for people tuning in, we're basically with a new Loki and Sentinel Lookout. So they both trigger off crimes and stuff like Scrabbling Claws, which is the idea of the deck. And it's been, yeah, having a lot of success so far with it. So we'll pass here. Them taking Loki is a shame, because that is one of our good card advantage spells. But it's alright. We need to get third land at some point here. There's the third land at least. This is on blue, so we'll just play this down. I think we're just going to wait here. We haven't got too much to do at this point. If you're just tuning in, let me know if you can hear everything okay. I've got a little fan on by my feet. Okay, we got against Greasefang, which isn't great here. We do have the Scrabbling Claws though, so that can deal with... This is really good in this matchup against these things. I'll do this first now anyway, in case they're discarding something else. So unfortunately, yeah, if they're getting a Greasefang, we can't actually play our 3-drop yet, because we need to make sure that they don't bring any of these back. There's the Greasefang. For now, I guess we've got to slow things down. Yeah, not being able to do a 3-drop is kind of annoying, because they will just bring one of these back. But then these aren't the... No, we don't want them to bandwagon our claws. So unfortunately, I think we have to wait one more turn. I think we're just going to wait one turn and not play anything for a turn, which is a shame, but we really need to hold this up against Greasefang shenanigans. Right, I'm going to use this now to get rid of one of these. They're probably going to get rid of our Lookout now. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so I'm sure they'll get rid of our Lookout, but we've got a few things, or they'll get rid of the unable to screen, but we need this clause up to be able to deal with anything that they discard. They have to deal with this for now. So we're just going to make sure we can next turn we can play 3-drop while still holding up the Scrabbling Claws. But yeah, we had a lot of success with this deck so far. If you're just tuning in, and I sent this to my chats and message in the chat. Right, what's our opponent going to do then? Have they just got an answer for this clause, or they're just going Greasefang? Yeah, so they're gonna make me use it, which is a shame. Which is annoying because they probably have a Parhelion in hand, knowing that. Right, so we have to do this. Unfortunately, cycle this. We can unable to scream this Greasefang now at least. Oh, we've got another clause. That's great. That's brilliant. Okay, cool. That's amazing news. So we can actually, what we can do now is we can. I think the Besage will be more useful later. Actually, do we have enough? We don't have enough green actually. So no, we need to play this. No, we don't actually. Let's get this Otawara down. So what we can do here is we can. Yeah, I think we unable to scream this for now. We'll get one Freestrider trigger, and we'll put. What do we want to put on? Lair or Oasis? Let's put the Lair down. That can be better long term. So at least here now they've got to deal with this and get another something in the graveyard. So hopefully, maybe they've just got another Parhelion or something. They've got something like that. Yeah, there's a Parhelion. Do they have removal for unable to scream? No, they don't. Oh, they just have another Greasefang. Okay, well that's just very unlucky. Unfortunately, they just had another second Greasefang in hand. So that's not good. Yeah. So this game's probably lost one just because they haven't had the second one. So maybe we should have played the Scrabbling Claws then. I just was hoping they didn't have a discard outlook, but in the end they had everything. So what can you do? So do we have any way to deal with these angels? This is the question. So we have ways to obviously deal with Parhelion. These angels, we can tap one down. I feel like they don't have quite enough, but it's a close one for sure. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they have enough exactly. Yeah, we just got a bit unlucky there that they had the second Greasefang in hand, because obviously Greasefang players always have the second one. So we do have a lot more things. We can bring in the reclamations, which can exile from graveyards. The other question is, we could... again, a lot of these other ones don't really help us. The witness protections could be... Yeah, so we were just unlucky they had the second Greasefang. What else is useful here? We got the claws. The Wondrous Wasp isn't too bad here as well, because it can tap things down. I think the Lockmare might be a little bit slow. We'll get rid of one Entrancer. The Spell Pierce, does that help us much? They mainly have Thought Seizers. I'll get rid of one Spell Pierce as well. And see if this helps us. Right, bring it on. So, yeah, Greasefang got us turn game 1. They just had the Nuts hand. They had Thoughtseize and then double Greasefang with a Parhelion in hand. And we had the answers, but they didn't have the answers for the second Greasefang. Yeah, or at least we got the Loki here. I'm sure they're just going to time on Thoughtseize us. Oh, I've done quite well against her. Because we have the... Maybe we should have mulliganed actually to more graveyard hate. Because we've... yeah, I probably should have done that. Because we've got actually good answers for the graveyard. It's not been a bad matchup, to be honest. Okay, so we'll just get this tapped for now. The Wondrous Wasp can be quite good against Greasefang as well, because it stops it being a Greasefang. What's else is our opponent doing? Have they got the turn 1 turn 1 Thoughtseize like they always do? That's the question. Oh. That is a question. Well, our opponent's currently not doing anything. Right, that's great. Cool. We almost got the Greasefang. Yeah, I'm annoyed we got that, because I think it's pretty good there. Okay, they don't have the turn 1. Okay, we have some graveyard hit as well. They probably just have a fatal push for this, but I think we're just going to get this down anyway, because the Wasp is useful to us. Okay, they don't have the removal there. They maybe have a Vanishing Verse or something like that. Alright, Loki. Come on, Loki, God of Mischief. Do your thing. Alright, what's the opponent doing? Are they just looking at this Loki and thinking, oh, I don't know if I could deal with that. Hopefully they get something down. We could trigger off the Wasp, or... Yeah, currently we're in Simic here. Alright, so either they're just going to Vanishing Verse this. Yeah, oh, they got the Witherbloom command. Oh yeah, that gets rid of that. That's annoying. Okay, so... They hit a Chariot, so we kind of need to hold up. To be fair, we haven't got much anyway, so we kind of just need to either hold up the Reclamation or the Wondrous Wasps. It's a shame they had the Loki. I forgot this gives it the -1 toughness as well. So there's the Greasefang. So the question is, do we Wondrous Wasp this? I feel like we do, because then we can get some tempo down. Yeah, let's Wondrous Wasp this. And this will lose its abilities. Obviously this could be a problem for later. There's the Heritage Reclamation as well. Wait, what? Did it? Oh, okay, it's just skipped to my turn. I'm confused what happened there. Yeah, that skipped through so fast. I got confused. Right, so we could exile the Chariot. Question is... Or we could put more stun counts on this, but then all they have to do is deal with this Wondrous Wasp. So I'm a bit worried about that. I think we're just going to take 4. We could unable to scream this, but that doesn't really help us. Let's exile this Chariot first to see if we can what we draw off this. Okay, a lookout. Okay, we'll just pass there. Okay, they just hit him for 4. Yeah, that's not the end of the world. Okay, so yeah, they're probably just holding up some removal and they're going to do some more things. Land would be great. No, no land. Okay. Do we get this lookout down? So we could look out and then unable to scream this. Maybe we do that. That's probably a good shout. And we'll get a trigger here. And set us up for future turns. Yeah, because I feel like they maybe have removal or they have a way to get another Greasefang in, but hopefully they don't just have all the nuts again. Right, yeah, so they can get rid of that. They still got to get rid of the Wondrous Wasp, so it's still not the end of the world. What do they have at their disposal? That's the question. Emptiness. What are they doing this on? Black. So they're going to kill this lookout. Sure. Hit me for another 4. Cool. I think maybe now it's time for this Entrancer. We'll attack first. We could even do it on our own to draw some cards. I don't mind that actually. I think I'm gonna put it on the Wasp, and I don't mind trading with this. We'll play this untapped because then we've got the Wasp. We've got another Wasp and a Heritage Reclamation just in case. So Rafine's Informant. So I'm sure they're going to put another vehicle. Yeah, there's the Parhelion. And then I assume they have the removal for this. No, they want Thoughtseize. Okay, in that case, I think we need to get rid of this Parhelion now. I'll probably get rid of the Sentinel, I guess. Though the Mockingbird is also really good here, actually. Got a few options. Yeah, they got rid of the Mockingbird. So, do we... Oh, yeah, are they going to trade this off? I think I will trade off the Greasefang if they want to. No, they won't. Okay, another Entrancer. Maybe this is where we can start getting aggressive. Yeah, I quite like that idea. Or we could go Sentinel with this, maybe make it into a 4-5. That doesn't really help us yet. Or we draw more cards. No, I think I'm going to get the Sentinel down and try and grow this Entrancer first. Claws. That is a good way to deal with the graveyard, so maybe we'll leave that on top for now. We can't really trade here yet for... So I think we just pass. Weird game so far. I think we're in a bit of a stalemate. So then maybe they just have the removal for this. Okay, so we could actually tap down this Greasefang, start getting for damage. We're getting them quite low now, so maybe we don't need to draw cards. We need to just get aggressive. So I think we'll just do this. Get this Claws down, and we'll start attacking in, and they might have some removal for something, but we need to get aggressive here now. Yeah, they're just gonna jump. Cool. The Scrabbling Claws, right? There's nothing. Maybe we get rid of the other Greasefang, or we just hold up this Wondrous Wasp. This is a tricky position actually. Do we get rid of one of these things? This is the question. Or hold this up. So if I get rid of the Greasefang, then they need to find another Greasefang and put a thing in the yard. So I think we're just going to get rid of this Greasefang. If they have a push as well for this, then we get punished here. And they have a way to get rid of that, but we'll see. They're still getting quite low as well. Cool, they're down to 7. So yeah, let's get some more counters on these. These have reach as well, so that could be very relevant if they do. Unable to scream, do we want that? I think that should get us there, because whatever they have, hopefully that'll take us over the top. So at least we have a blocker now for an angel and things like that. They still got to deal with this wasp, which has shut the Greasefang out of the game. Right, so they're just going to play a straight up chariot. That's okay. Yeah, so we've got a lot here. So the question is, so if we tap one of these down, do we just have lethal? No, no, because they will crew, but then, yeah, so I think if we just tap down a cat, they only have one blocker and we get in for 7. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that then. So we will leave this one on, but we will tap one of these cats down. And that will be game. And now we can just attack in. Let me just double check. If they block, yeah, we have exact. Cool. That's game 2. Game 3 now. Let's see if we can finish this off against Greasefang in this first game. Right. Yeah, everything went pretty well there. What else could have been useful? The Pierce isn't too bad. Does the Annuls have more hits? No, not really. I think that went well. Get that game. Yeah, we need those scrabbling claws in early or some interaction there. We were quite good there. For the Greasefang, I will keep. Maybe it's a mistake to keep this. We have the Loki and the Lookout. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have kept this. Because if they just have the nuts now, we lose. I'll still play this Loki. I'm sure they have an answer for it. Yeah, I think maybe we should have mulliganed actually to a hand that had the stuff. Okay, yeah, they have Greasefang Chariot. Yeah, we should not have kept this hand, I think, which is annoying. We do have some decent answers for. We have the decent answer for Greasefang. Yeah, we shouldn't have kept this hand. Obviously, they're going to have the nuts, so you need to have the correct removal. That was silly. That was really silly. That's very annoying. Okay, so we will unable to screen this at least. We'll hold up this Drowner. Do we want to tap down one of these cats? We could even tap down the Greasefang, but let's preserve life here. Oh, they're actually blocking with the. Okay, so yeah, we could all just trade with one of these because obviously they probably have a reanimation. But yeah, just another chariot. Yeah, we really mucked up there, I think. Okay, Heritage Reclamation is decent. The only thing is, yeah, if we were unable to screen something, it's not really anything decent to unable to screen now. So maybe so they're just going to get in for another load. Okay, I guess yeah. I think we really mucked up with our opening, what we kept there. We really shouldn't have. We didn't want them to Greasefang there. Yeah, that's problematic. Yeah. Well, we'll see what we can draw, but I think we mucked up our mulliganing. You just need to keep answers for the Greasefang. I think I was a bit too positive there. Because, yeah, they just had turn 2 bit Triumph. We don't want to get the Loki down. I think another thing is I'm learning with this deck is, like, you don't necessarily want to get... It's against decks that have... yeah, alright. So they have... I'm going to just concede. Yeah, so because in decks with that have good removal, I think it's maybe better to hold the Loki for later in the game for card draw later on. But yeah, we should have mulliganed that game. That was a mistake. We mucked that up against Greasefang. We should have, yeah, mulligan to when I first built the deck, but I don't know. I had Ouroboros in it yesterday or 2 days ago, and when I had Ouroboros, I was playing more correct things, which was quite funny. Just having that in the deck kind of made the deck more think it was a regular deck. So we have Lokis. Okay, what is opponent doing there then? So they're kind of some kind of Simic thing. Yeah, they're foretelling, which is so, but they're in Simic, which is yeah. I think we're just getting put against the most weirdest decks in the world today. Right, let's just get this Lockmere down. This tap land. What is opponent playing? Okay. I have no idea what opponent's doing. I am scared they're going to flash something in. They might be on some like flash thing or something. So I might not even attack with this Loki. Well, we have a second Loki, and I'll take the trade if they want to trade. So yeah, maybe I will. I can also use the Lockmare at instant speed. Okay. Okay, I should have drawn a card there. I think we're just going to get another Lockmare down. We haven't got ways to trigger it this turn. Let's just do this now then. In case they are, we could always, if we draw another. Okay, we didn't draw one. Okay, that's fine. We'll see what opponent's doing, because we can also deduce. Okay, are they some kind of? Well, they're not incarnation because they're blue green. What is opponent doing? Oh, they're mill. We are playing against some Simic mill deck. Oh, so they're trying to draw lots of cards and mill us out. Okay, interesting. Okay, yeah, they are mill. Do we... I think we... In that case, because they're probably not playing many creatures, I'm going to get this drowned down so we can maximize our damage. We can get a trigger here. Draw a card. Let's draw a card here. Another clause is quite handy. Let's just... I think we just go... At this point, we're racing. Unless they have some, like, combo card to just mill us out right now. But they might be... But yeah, we don't have many that share two colors. So unless our opponent's doing some kind of combo thing. Yeah, I think our opponent is, like, winding up some kind of combo. So we have very much lethal on board in multiple ways. So I think we just need to... We'll just swing. Okay, so okay, we opponent is doing some fogs. Let's just draw a card first. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So opponent is fogging. So which means maybe they have a single turn, or maybe they're just going to keep fogging us forever, and while milling us out. I think that's opponent's plan, which is quite scary. We do have some spell pieces somewhere, but we have not found them. What's our best outs here? I'm just going to pass the turn. Yeah, so it looks like there's some kind of mill control deck. And I'm sure they just have a handful of fogs. So, okay, there's the Behold the Multiverse. So we really need... We have some spell pieces. Oh, we've milled one. So ideally, if we can find some more spell pierces, we could deal with these things. I'm scared about milling. I'm going to do this now because I really want to... I don't want to lose a spell piece if it's there. But yeah, definitely opponent's fogging and we we need our counter spells. I think this matchup should be fine once we get post board. But yeah, it looks like opponent is definitely... Okay. Oh, they got white as well. So they're like a solemnity thing as well. Boseiju was also quite good. Get rid of the tutelage. But yeah, at the moment, they're definitely some kind of... Okay. That does mean... Wait, can we get lethal on them then? I don't think there's many 1-mana fogs. I think we might be able to get them here then. There aren't any 1-mana fogs, are there? No, I think I'm just going to go in with this then. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they could bounce one thing, but that doesn't stop. If they bounce a 3, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I make this into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or I can make it into a 3, and then 6, 8, 10. So maybe we are just short. Do we make it into a 5-drop, they bounce it, or do we make it into a... We're gonna, yeah, I think we just got to go for it, don't we? So yeah, I think they are bouncing, aren't they? Oh no, okay, they don't have anything. Okay, maybe they just didn't count for the layer. They must have just not counted for the layer of the Hydra. That's kind of why we've added it to the deck. Okay, so we can bring in our... So, yeah, they're basically kind of a control deck. So I think the Spell Piercers are... Yeah, change equation is good as well. If this is their win con, I think, yeah, what else are they playing in the deck? That's the question. The Annul's not too bad, maybe one, and then maybe one Paw Patch. Let's get rid of... So these Unable to Screams, I haven't seen any creatures yet, so we've yet to... Yeah, we'll have to do that. Maybe this Entrancer is too slow as well. Let's go for this. Yeah, opponent's doing some kind of mill fog control. We have counters. I will keep. Oh, okay, we've seen it. So this is more of a control. So maybe they're just regular control, but we'll get this down anyway. So at the moment we have a handful of full of counter spells. So at least we know the opponent, maybe apart from this turn, won't be doing much for a while. The Drowner we can flash down on their turn. That's not bad as well. I don't mind that. Deduce. Is that too much value? No, I don't think I want to bother with that. I know it's technically 2 cards, but I really don't. Narset, that's definitely something worth countering. So yeah, we'll Mystical Dispute that. That's way too much value. And let's get rid of that as well. Alright, ideally we would love a land now. We do need a land. That is not a land. I think we still want to do the the Drowner play. Yeah, we really need a 3rd land though. We're going to fall behind if we don't get it. Cool. Yeah, let's just flash this in. You can get rid of Narset. Okay, we really need land. Tap land. Tap land will do. I think we just want to get in here. This anchorage is going to be a pain. Do we get the Lockmare down? I think next turn, and then we can hold up the dispute, so... Yeah, missing a land is really mucked with our timing. So now they can also activate... Oh no, they don't have the white to activate it, so they can't do that. Yeah, so it looks like they're just like fog control. But if we just hit in with 2 1s for a while, they don't want to use the fogs on this, so... Okay, Pierce is good. They will have the white now for this anchorage, which is annoying. So now I think is when we get down the Lockmere. And that can also draw us cards in the future. And we have this Pierce and the Mystical Dispute as well. Growth Spiral. I'll let that go. The Fountain Port is also very good against us. So we can just get in with the lock. Obviously, we don't want to trade with this, but maybe it's not the worst trade. I think we'll just get in with Lockmere then. And we'll draw a card. And null's not too bad. Right, so we've only got one counterspell up is the only downside. Yeah, the opponent is going to make a lot of value with these fountain ports. Oh, they're making treasure. Okay, so they are ramping into something big. Is it just like Eldrazi or something like that? It probably is. Our opponent is doing something really big. We are way behind on lands. But we're getting a better understanding of what they're actually doing because I've not really known. Consult. I can't really deal with that. Still getting the opponent a bit low. We'll do this again. So we kind of want them to activate anchorages. Question is, do we attack with this Drowner as well? We'll trade it for this. We haven't got anything to do about that, so let's just go for Lockmere again. We'll just draw cards. Let's do this. So the opponent's doing something big. I think we just want to hold up all these counterspells and draw another one on their turn, and then next turn we can Loki. I feel like our counterspells maybe aren't good for whatever they're doing. I think if they're doing some big Eldrazi, then we do have ways to tap down, so it's not the worst case. But yeah, just I think we use the Pierce now for that. That's a very good target for Pierce. Right, what is the opponent playing? Yeah, so there's the Ugin. The Pierce actually would have got rid of the Ugin. That's really annoying. We're one land short from the outer mystical dispute, which is very annoying. No, they had a oh, sorry, yeah, you're right. They had treasure there. Sorry, I think I wanted one more land for the mystical. I was thinking of the mystical dispute, basically. Sorry, we were one land short to do that. That would have been nice. So Ugin, this it's not looking very promising. We're quite behind. So here we'll Sentinel. No, so I don't think it was mill all along. I think it was just like that was its like backup plan, I guess, or something like that. I don't know. I think it's just like a ramp with Ugin there as well. Question is, do we? Oh, too far. I think we should have hit with a layer there, although we didn't have the extra land. We've been low on lands the whole time. I think I'm just gonna actually play this out and let them do whatever they want to do for one turn. Like we need to hit our lands. We're so behind. Oh, we did play land. Yeah, so I think we might concede this one soon, but at least we know what they're doing now, because I just didn't know what they were doing for ages. And at least we can be a bit faster now. Yeah, so they're going to use Ogun again. Yeah, so this was their, so I think this is their back. I think they're basically control with this as their win con and Ugin to like control the game. We could layer for 2. I think we do. I think we layer for 2. Well, they've got the anchorage. I'm sure they'll protect it. Let's layer for 3. I think we are. I'm gonna concede in a second anyway. But if they might try and use a removal instead, and then maybe we can mystical dispute or something like that. They're just gonna use the blue fish. I think I'm gonna concede at this point. An Ugin that we can't deal with is. But yeah, so we needed more. We know what they're doing now. We don't have negates, which is we should have some negates in our sideboard. So the annul is actually quite useless. The wasp is actually not too bad then because we can flash it in. Yeah, there's really not much else we've got for this plan. I think we've just got to be a bit faster. Yeah, we're just gonna race them a bit more. They don't have too much. They just have enough to protect Ugin. Right. At least we're on the play now. We don't have as many counter spells, but maybe that's a good thing because we can just be a bit faster. There's one counter spell. So we could hold up and then flash in the Wondrous Wasp. I think I like that plan. We need more lands. That's the only thing now. Not getting a land there is a big problem. Yeah, we've been really problem with like just the bad luck of not hitting lands this game. I think we just need to get aggressive. And this can also hopefully find us land. If we still don't get lands again, we can find it there. But yeah, we really need to Sphinx the Tutelage. Yeah, that's okay. I'm not too bothered about that. So we have a clock. We really need this third land. That would be nope. Still don't get it. Okay, let's come on. Third land. Come on. It's got to be somewhere in the deck. Nope, we don't get it. Damn. Getting very unlucky here. Or not even having the third land to be able to use this pierce or okay. If we just lose because we don't get the third land, do we mill 2 lands? We milled 1 land. Is a really big problem. Land. Okay, we have the land at least. Cool. Now let's get in. I think we want to hold up. We could look out, but I think we want to hold up some. I'm just gonna get in for 4 more. Hold up these counter spells, and then gonna draw on there instead. Yeah, that's okay. Cool. We don't mind milling. It doesn't seem like they're milling too fast or anything. But yeah, I think this is their main plan is they're just doing this tutelage stuff. Cool. This could get out of hand, obviously. We do have some ways to deal with it in the board. They still got to deal with these though. Sphinx of tutelage. Okay, so I think we dispute this. That will win them the game. Negate, and then do we pierce or do we mystical dispute? I think we dispute because we want to save the pierce for like an Ugin or something like that, because they might do it on curve. Right, still need more lands. 1 more land would be amazing. Okay, there is a land. Okay, do we look out? I think we do. Obviously, they might just fog, but we need to... so let's do this first, because if we pierce on their turn, then it will ramp us again with Lookout. Okay, they're almost dead, but I'm sure they might have a fog. But yeah, they're getting pretty low. It's just a question of if they get too bold and try and do an Ugin too fast. Yeah, so it looks like they probably have just have fogs here. I think obviously we're just gonna make them use it anyway. Okay, we can pierce that. Do they have another pierce? Or what do they have for 1 mana? Dispel! Oh, that's brutal. Okay, they have a Dispel. They have a Dispel. Right, let's draw a card and see if we hit another thing off that. No, we don't. Dispel is brutal. Dispel is really brutal. Okay, we can do a Luscious. Yeah, Dispel is a crazy card that they needed in that exact moment. Alright. Question is, do we get down a Lockmare or do we flash in the Wandering Wasp? I think we're just getting another Lockmare down. Oh, yeah, we don't have the... Now if they're going to do the Ugin now, aren't they? You can just tell. Yeah, Dispel is just so random. That's like... Okay, they're stocking up, which is a good sign. Yeah, some more counter magic would be lovely. I don't know how much more we've got. There should be another Spell Pierce and some... Opponent is low. I'm sure they might just fog here. Right, question is, do we... Let's draw first. Didn't get anything there. I think we'll get our opponent. Okay, yeah, so we didn't have lethal anyway. Do we... If they have an Ugin, I think we just want to flash in the Wasp. Yeah, I think we just flash in the Wasp. Okay, we are milling out slowly. There was another card. Okay, we are milling a lot of cards now. Getting pretty low here, so... I feel like Ugin time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, are they just trying to mill us out now? Maybe. I think they're just trying to mill us out. My opponent might get there. That Dispel was just insane in that exact moment. Because we also haven't found another counter there. I think they're just gonna try and mill us out, aren't they? Oh, if they discarding, they probably got more unions as well. Yeah, I think we're gonna lose here without more counters. So the opponent definitely has... Really need some counter spells. That would be amazing. Right. Do we have any more? No. I think we're going to use this as well now. We really need to counter this. I think we're going to lose because of the dispel. Nope, no counterspell. For God's sake, that's so frustrating. Oh man. Yeah, we're almost milled out. I don't even know what other counters are. Opponents just, that dispel has just triggered me so much. It's like the luckiest dispel right ever. Okay, so what can we even do here? You're getting very close. Is it too risky to draw more cards? Probably. Like, we have one more counter in here, don't we? Change the equation. Maybe we'll just get this down. Yeah, you can see their wink on now. Just the Sphinx Tutelage. Because we also milled away our artifact removal and enchantment removal. Which is, yeah, I think we're going to lose this, unfortunately. Our opponent does need more of these, which they probably have a handful of them, let's be honest. Is the opponent going to use this? Oh. Okay, so they can do this multiple times. Okay, that's also a problem. So they got the whole cycle going. I want this counterspell so bad. Come on, deck. Where are you? So I need to double check. There's got to be a freaking counterspell somewhere here. One. Come on, deck. Spell Pierce does not do it. Annoyingly. Ah, gosh. We're losing to this, aren't we? We are losing to this pile. Alright, down to 6 cards. So is that just lethal there anyway? So that'll be 4. So yeah, well, I think we're losing this. This is crazy. Whatever this is, we are. Oh, that's 4 as well. Okay, yeah, we've lost the game. Okay, good game. That is insane. We lost that. They had a dispel on the exact turn where we had lethal. It was just crazy for our counterspell. That was actually wild. That was wild. I can't believe we lost that.